Hey, hello, leaders. This is Paul Grau Jr., and welcome back to Run to Your Leadership Challenges. So today, I'm going to open up the vault and go way back to season number 1. Enjoy some of the old episodes from the vault. Hello, and welcome to Run to Your Challenges. In this episode, we're going to tackle the challenge of how leaders can stay in their lane. And let's get right into today's challenge of how leaders can stay in their lanes. So let me start by explaining what I mean by lanes. You're probably thinking, what is he talking about? Is he bowling or what? It's funny because you can think of bowling as a lane. You can think of driving in your lane in the highway. Well, work is not a whole lot different. Whenever I work with an organization or small business, I concentrate on uncovering each team member's greatest strength. I call your greatest strength your superpower. And believe me, everyone in a business or an organization has their own superpower waiting to be revealed. If you don't know what yours is, you need to contact me and we'll get you suited up with your own cape. Well, you can buy your own cape, but I'll help you discover what your superpower is. The point is, once we reveal each team member's superpower, aka your greatest strengths, we then figure out what areas of your job descriptions don't align up with your superpowers. And we do this for each member of your team. And then we make adjustments as needed. Many times, this only requires a few minor tweaks. However, it may require some major alterations to get each team member in their own lane. Now, you understand what lane means? Okay, so the advantages of staying in your lanes is remarkable and life transforming for many of the teams and organizations and businesses that I've worked with. When you stay in your lane, you view your work totally different. You start enjoying your work like never before. Your morale spikes, your productivity increases, your communication in the team becomes more effective, and you know what? Your conflict decreases significantly because everybody's staying in their lanes. You see, communication breaks down in a big way when people go outside of their lanes and invade other people's lanes. And conflict spikes because, quite simply, people don't like their lanes being invaded. When everybody knows their strengths, aka their superpowers, and they are matched up with the work that brings out their best, their absolute best, your workplace is transformed into something amazing. But God forbid if somebody decides to jump into somebody else's lane without permission. So that's where you need to figure out what your lane is and stay in that lane. So today's challenge is to figure out what each team member does extremely well and start building their job responsibilities around their superpowers. And once you establish individual lanes for each team member, all you have to do is maintain the peace. Now, I realize this is much easier said than done, but if you use tools when discovering your superpowers, your team is much more accepting of their possible new roles. Of course, sometimes this process requires major revamping and maybe even hiring additional team members and or letting some team members go that just don't fit in. However, the end result is well worth your efforts, and you can even help the people that you need to let go find a position or a job that will match up to their superpowers. So in the end, everybody can be happier and more productive. Personally, I like using the DISC assessment to get in a general ballpark when figuring out what each team member's superpower is. However, there are many different assessments you can use. I also like StrengthsFinder and have found that it really complements the DISC assessment. So that's it for today. To answer the question, how leaders stay in their lane, well, the first step is to reveal your superpowers, your strengths, and then develop a lane around it. And then simply maintain the peace by staying in your lane and ensuring everybody else stays in their own lane. I hope you enjoyed today's show and got something out of it. As always, please be sure to subscribe and or enable your Alexa flash briefing so you never miss another episode. If you like this episode, please leave me a 5-star review and share this briefing with your friends, coworkers, and every leader you know. Thank you, and until tomorrow, run to your challenges.